My name is Paul Champ, and I am counsel for the Ottawa Coalition of Residents and Businesses. I'm here with my colleagues Christine Johnson and Emily Tamman. The Ottawa Coalition of Residents and Businesses are community associations of people who live in downtown Ottawa, as well as the business improvement areas of the different business sectors that were impacted by the Freedom Convoy protests in January and February. The groups came together because their interest in this inquiry, Commissioner, is simply to have the story told. We can tell you it's just blocks from here, well, right this street, but blocks from here are the people who lived here. There are approximately 15,000 residents who live in this downtown core. People see the Parliament buildings and they think this is all government and so forth in downtown Ottawa, but there are people, there are children, there are schools. There's a public elementary school that's about 6 blocks from here. And the impact on Ottawa for those 3 weeks of harassment, street blockages, ear-splitting air and train horns, and general lawlessness was unprecedented. The nation's capital is naturally a site for demonstrations and protests on a wide range of issues. And these protests are not simply tolerated by the people of downtown Ottawa, they're celebrated. People who live in Ottawa are very proud that they're the site of protest and government and the exercise of fundamental freedoms and democratic participation. Some Ottawa people participate in these protests sometimes they don't, but they're always happy that these events are happening. But the Freedom Convoy protests that took place here were of a shape and form that were totally unprecedented and had a severe impact on those who live and work and do business in Ottawa. Many people in Ottawa felt like they were prisoners in their own home, and they felt abandoned and they felt unsafe by the police and by all levels of government. There were breakdowns in governance here between city, province, federal government, whomever. The interest of the coalition is not to point fingers, it's to get answers and to ensure this doesn't happen again. The Ottawa Coalition is not going to take a position we don't anticipate on the Emergencies Act, but make no mistake, it was a crisis in downtown Ottawa. There was disorder, there was chaos, there were propane tanks, there were gasoline jerry cans everywhere, there were fireworks going off at all hours of the night, pinging off buildings, pinging off windows. People could not get, there was no public services, paramedics, ambulances, no buses, no taxis, grocery stores were closed. Businesses, several hundreds of businesses are closed. The Rideau Centre, the major mall in Ottawa, was closed for the first time in its history for a prolonged period of time. The people in Ottawa are still traumatized, Commissioner. They're bewildered, they're upset. And I can say, Commissioner, these 30 days that you have, we could have residents line up every day to testify, to tell you their stories. People who are elderly, people who have young children, people who have disabilities, and just anyone. Trying to feel safe in your own home with those horns going from 6 to 7 a.m. until 11 p.m. at night or even later. And not just like a honk honk, like prolonged holding of those air horns. 400 commercial trucks congregated in downtown Ottawa. And the people felt abandoned by their authorities. It's going to take a while for this city to heal internally. There's been a breakdown in trust in the local authorities and officials and every level of government. And we're looking forward to hearing the evidence. We're looking forward to hopefully getting some answers factually about what happened and what were the breakdowns. And you know, most importantly, that there's recommendations that hopefully come from this this proceeding to ensure that, you know, serious disruptions to people's lives living in Ottawa never occurs again, while at the same time we absolutely are protecting and celebrating and ensuring that the right to protest and assemble are not unduly interfered with in future. Thank you very much, Commissioner.